Raise your hand once you have Kerbal up and running. Whether it's the demo or the full-blown version. Wait for everybody else. All right, we're almost there. All right, John, get yours. We'll be all set. Okay. Okay. Putting everybody's hands down. How many people have played it a lot since you downloaded it Monday, since I sent you a full version? I don't know what left click on it means, Ryan. Sorry, buddy. What does left click mean, man? Hey, Ryan. Okay, so we have a few people played. If you have suggestions, you found it, I'd love to hear it. Ryan, I don't know what that means. I'm not sure, Ryan. Let me go into my game. Let me show you what I get when I play a game. So I do start new, and make sure you've got the sandbox mode. Click on the blue there. Well, then restart it back up. Then I'm going to hit start. Overwrite the existing one. All right, here we go. It's loading up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and blow this up. Do a standard launch. We'll go, and then we'll come back and answer questions. Ryan, if it didn't work, boot out, log back in till you got it. You know, you got the flight director here. You've got a lot more things now. Research and development. I'm not sure the astronaut complex. I haven't really used that. There's the space plane hangar. So tracking, you've got everything. All right, so we're going to go in here. For what we're going to do, we're going to just concentrate in this area, in this first. Okay, and this will to walk you through to build your aircraft. So if you want to do it, come back later, you can run it right through it. It'll work through it. Now what we're going to do is you have different cockpits. We'll go to the Mark 1 command mod, same one we used last time. Click on it here. It's got a left green button up top. Now, go over to utilities, and then you have docking parts and Mark 16 parachute. If it's red, you can't click on it. This clicks on it. You're going to see it says engines. You should say propulsion a little bit. And then there's your fuel. But let's go to our engines. We're going to go socket. That's liquid. All right. Right there. Now, if you did that, you'd be okay, but that's a bit of an issue. You can't really do that. Oops, you got the wrong part here. Click once and drag it away. I'm going to click that away because if we launch that, it won't go as high. There's no way, once we're done with that fuel, we've got this big booster hanging. And remember we talked, force equals mass times acceleration. So if you less mass, it takes less force to accelerate. So once we're out of the fuel, we want to be able to ditch it. All right? So that's where we start to look for decouplers, which is that way too big here. Yeah. Bear with me a second. Let's run through here. I've almost too many choices. What am I doing? All right, let's go up here. There's your stability. Trying again this again here. That's aerodynamics. We don't go there. It's usually structural. What I don't understand is, maybe that was my problem. Here we go. I was up a row. We've got so many choices, it's overwhelming almost. And take this over here and click it. So you want this one, the TR18 stack decoupler. That's all we need for right now. Then go up to the top to the airport. Go sand the launch here. All right. There's our pilot. Let me go ahead and shrink us down here a second. This should be a review. Arrow at the bottom. Thank you very much, John. John's on there to help me out. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you, John. All right, let's go ahead and drop this over here. I'm going to move things kind of in the way so better. All right. All right, now, thank you, John. All right. Now, how many people are at this point? Raise your hand if you're there. You can be playing the demo and doing this right now. And actually, we may get some time where I'll let you just work on this, and then you can try out different things. Ryan's there, great. Jaden, let's get there. Let me know you're there. More people I've got there, we can get moving. Raise your hand once you're at this point. All right. Okay. We're going to hit resume flight. I'm going to blow this up. We'll go through these controls so you can see them a little bit better. All right. There's parachute on top. Decoupler, solid booster right there. And you can even see it when there's the parachute. This will highlight on there. Look on your rocket, it'll highlight so you can see the difference. All right, this will give us yaw and pitch. We're not going to worry about it too much in the beginning on this. Up here, here's where I want you to concentrate. This is where our altitude. Here's our atmosphere. It's going to get thicker and then thin out. There's 0 and 0. So if that's in the positive, means you're climbing. Negative up there in your airspeed means you're dropping. So once I'm ready to go, I've got the 3. I've got 0 here, here. I'm going to hit spacebar. I'm not worried about changing mine a whole lot right now. Solid fuel lets off. Broke that off. Now I can use the A key. Whoops. There you go. Now that's pointing retrograde. Now let's make this go. Whoops. So that's going retrograde. We're traveling our nose of our, which is fine. It's going the opposite direction. The nose is pointing in the opposite direction. See how that, right there? If I go around, whoops. One without the X there. See, there's another one. Watch, when I go up there, it doesn't have that X pointing there. Now I can go up here because this is going to take, to save us a lot of time, we'll go up there. We're going to time warp this. Now I'm at 600 feet. I might parachute out just in the nick of time there. And my Kerbal is happy to say we've landed. We'll touch down the water here, which is kind of cool. All right. Oh, there's my Kerbal out in the water. With the crew hatch, it would have sunk, so that wouldn't have been good. There it is. All right, now, time to just mess with it. Okay, I'm back at the Space Center. All right, now, let's go back up here. All right. Raise your hand if you feel like now you're doing a solid booster launch. We're all set. We don't have to go through that again. We had to kind of start over. The whole thing started when they changed their demo mode. Used to be really pretty good and it had everything, and now they're charging and then they're still they haven't quite got their act together on how they're doing that, but we'll get there. Okay, and how they're charging schools and stuff is kind of strange. All right, for us, I work on this. All right, I've got Ryan. Can you scroll out at all? I've noticed my launch is a picture of an astronaut rocket. I've noticed my launch is a picture of the astronaut and the rocket won't show up. That's wild. I don't know. If someone has a suggestion why that is, let me know. Ryan got it. At this point, still need to know how to scroll out. I'm not sure how to come out to look. Hit escape on my Mac, if that's what you're asking. Scroll out. I hope that makes sense. I'll turn my, all right. Let me see here also too. Is there I want to exit there. I'm looking for oh, let me see something here with a new one. Okay, now. By the way, here's your center mass. That's what I was kind of looking for there. Check that out. We want our power always to be below that center of mass. Just go click on that. It'll bring it up. There's our center of thrust right here. These are really important. Center of mass, center of thrust. We're not really using that, but right there and there's the two things. We always, when you start playing with this, make rockets, make sure that center of mass is below the center of thrust, or the rocket will be very unstable. We build model rockets. That's one thing we test. Okay? All right, now let's go ahead. Again, like I said, this is a very serious game. It'll NASA people love it. We're going to run back down here. Let's talk a little bit. Again, this gave us the surface speed. We were getting that here. There's our throttle. This throttle is what we're going to use next, because we're going to go liquid fuel, so we understand how to do that. If all we do today is get liquid fuel, run, see retrograde, turn on stability and stuff, at the end here I'll get these other two folks that are looking for the software installed. Will be great. So then the last week or so of class, we can try to at least get you to orbit around the Earth. And those that really get into it, I'll have an extra one. We can teach you how to go to the moon. But let's at least get there today. All right? So, you know, whoops. That was our altimeter earlier. This is our vertical speed. That was our atmospheric density. Obviously, it's densest close to the ground we're on. This gave us the time warp. You just click on these, and this gives us how long the mission's going. All right, mission elapsed time. This gives you the stages. 0, 1, 2. Notice that was, you first hit that one. The second one separated. That's the last one. Deploy the parachute. You hit the space bar each one. That shows stage 2. You have roll, yaw, pitch in the rocket. We'll get into that. All right, plus we're going to do some things to stabilize it. And then if you hit M, we can zoom in and out of Earth on this. We'll get to that in a minute. you're going to be using this nav ball quite a bit. All right, this is us right here with the nav ball. There's our surface speed, g-forces. That's how much acceleration due to moving. Remember, we said force equals mass times acceleration. So if you have a lot of force and some mass, you're going to have a lot of acceleration. Right? What this has is a lot of mass, but tremendous acceleration. So, tremendous force, so we do get acceleration. We'll get to these other ones a little bit later. That throttle is what you're going to need to use, and you're going to use the control shift, option shift kind of on the throttle here in a minute. All right. You can use the WSD key to play with that. See this yellow and gold, and you just got a yellow there? That's in prograde. That's going to be going in prograde. Your nose is going in the same direction as thrust. Remember how we were falling before and we were falling backwards? That's retrograde. And you see a different cross. All right. And then we had a parachute once you've landed, okay? Now, the difference is we're going to go to a liquid fuel here. Let's go on the Kerbal guy. All right. I'm going to turn center of thrust off in a minute. All right, I'm going to say the same capsule, same parachute. But now I'm going to go to liquid fuel. Liquid fuel is important because it allowed us to control how fast we climb. All right, so we'll just go to a FLT 400. That will work fine for what we're doing. All right, now there's a fuel tank, and we'll get into some of these issues down the road, but we need an engine then for the fuel tank. Where solid booster had it. And go ahead, go with the Terrier. All right, now that one's actually, give me 1 second here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use this one. I've always used this one right here, the Terrier fuel engine. And as a landing engine, they're saying on this one. So you have different choices from, electric down there. We don't really need that. All right, we're going to go with the, I'll tell you, so let's still go with the Terrier here. Okay? Now, there's something else we could add to this. We've got this. We pull it all away. Well, let's go ahead and launch this one. I'll show you the difference. I'm jumping ahead. I apologize. Let's go back over here to the launch. We're going to launch the liquid. While that's loading here, there's an LV909, and there's LV909 liquid engine. Okay. First of all, what you're going to do, you're going to hit left shift on your keyboard. That gives you the shift key on your left. That's going to give you maximum throttle. All right. And to control it, again, you're going to use WVRA. Okay. Try to keep it to the pro center. That's not always easy. Also, then, you're going to... I don't know why it keeps doing that. All right. Also, what I want you to do is you hit it. Go ahead playing with your throttle as it goes up. Eject your fuel, the big tank, once you've run out of fuel. Again, we go ahead and jettison. So let's go back here. Let's try this again. I'm going to blow this up. So here we are with this engine. We're going to be controlling our fuel this time we launch this. Wait a minute. All right, good. So first thing we're going to do is shift. That moved my throttle up to 100. Control moves it down. Throttle. Everybody look at this. There's my throttle. Don't hit it until you're ready to go. And you may crash this the first time through because we'll do some things to add to stability. But here you go. Uh-oh, I just made a mistake. I'm not sure what happened there. That should have worked. We'll go back to Space Center. Wonder what I did wrong there. I was really surprised. Go back here. All right, there's the quad. It's loading. Shift full throttle. What? I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Hey guys, if you're catching what I'm doing wrong. What? Let me see something here. Yeah, let's go up here. All mine are up down there. Let's try this one. Try the T30 Reliant here. Let me go back and see if that doesn't. Again, I've got. There we go. That Reliant is working better. I chose the wrong engine here. We'll go through that together. Now notice, this gold is going to Euro. That is in, so this is called prograde. Oh man, that's a problem. It's not where I want it to be. So it's a little unstable as I'm spinning around up here. Don't want to be doing that. Alright, so look at, I'm lost in control. Get rid of my booster. I'm going to speed this up so I fall down. We got to do some things about that because that wasn't very stable, was it? So there we go. Coming down, landing. Hooray, our guys off the thing. So, there's crew hatch. There you go. And you know, you can climb out, you can start doing things, B for board. So I got him back in there, climb out, and there you go, evac. For some reason my F, alright. Anyways, there he is. There he is inside there. That gives you inside it, so. Whoops, don't mean to do that. Let's go back to the Space Center. Alright. Let's see what motor I have right here. That make sure you're using an LVT30 resilient liquid fuel engine. LVT30. All right. Excellent. Now, let me go ahead while we wait there. We're going to do some things to this rocket, but what I want to do now, shrink this down and ask. All right. Besides Mr. Dubik screwing up on the engine, I got it. Okay. Use the wrong engine. Make sure you use the engine. Raise your hand if you're able to do a liquid fuel launch. Okay, great. We have enough. We got more than enough people have done it. If there was a question there, Lauren, if you had a question, let us know so we get it. It might not have flown great. We're going to do things to make it fly better right now. All right? So, let's go back down here. Blow this back up. I'm going to show you this right now. And then we'll make, again, we're just going to keep improving this, see if you get into it. All right. Now, aerodynamics, we're going to go to add a basic fin. Then you go down here to fins, and you see where the symmetry mode is? That's 3. So if you click on this fin now, green attached, there you get 3 fins. So a cool experiment is obviously to try with 4, etc. All right, so now we have fins. Let's see how this does on our launch. Let's just change one thing at a time, see how it works. So let's go up to launch. All right, here we go. 3 fins here. We're going to throttle up. Remember, shift the throttle up. Go to 100. 3, 2, 1, go. See, now when there's a little bit of shaking on it, the rocket stays better. Not perfect, but it is trying to crack. See how it's still tending to go up. All right, now blow that off. We're still climbing up. Notice we're almost 10,000. And what we can do is, if you want, you can play with this to get a sense of. See, that's where this with the X. See how the X is pointed there? This is called retrograde motion because that, you've got our gold arrow. That's where we're pointed, that gold line with the point. But if I touch this just a touch, see if you can see it. There's a little, that yellow circle with the X that's saying we're going backwards. Where nose is pointed backwards. So we're moving opposite direction of the nose of this craft. Now I'm going to speed up time here. Once I get down to about 1,000, I'm going to go back to normal time, deploy my chute. I'm at 1,000. Make sure my chute opens in time. It does. When it gets down to 1,000, go ahead and do that. So there we are. We'll deploy this. Time warp 4. Here we go. Whoops. And there, another successful mission. Hooray. All right. Now, Go back to Space Center. All right. With that in mind, I'm putting everybody's hands on it. How many were able to put the fins on the rocket? Raise your hands. All right, great. You're starting to see now the fins made a big difference. We got much higher. It was a little bit stabler. All right? A good experiment would be to go try 3 fins, 4 fins, see which better. But there's some other things we can do on this. I'm going to blow it up. We added fins. See how I keep adding a new, just arrange this. Now I'm going to do something. Bear with me one more second. Let me see, structural. That's not what I want. There's what I want. All right. Here's some stablers. All right. All right, let's try this. This may be too big, but let's try this. We're going to take that stabilizer. Move the decoupler out of the way here. Let's see if that'll fit in there. There you go. Put that stabilizer in there. And make sure we have a parachute. Alright. Right here. Apparently this used electricity on this one. They have even gone more. So there are 3 choices on their SAS. Now, this stabilizer is going to help control the rocket as we launch. So let's go launch. Try this again. Watch what happens here. Throttle. I'm up to full throttle. I've got T on. That's the SAS light just came on. By adding that component, I had SAS. And wow, they've got all kinds of new features on this. Ability assist is on. All right, so there we go. 3, throttles up. 3, 2, 1, go. Here's a map of the Earth right outside here, by the way. So if you hit M, that blows you up like this. Notice now, as we're going up, now I'm at 10,000. Now I'm overheating, actually, which might have been bad. Definitely was starting to overheat. Okay, we're very happy about that. Now look, look how straight up I got that time. Now I'm gonna hit the space bar. All right. If I go prograde, this automatically points prograde to the direction I'm trying to climb to. Shaking up a little bit, but it's doing it. Trying. That's kind of pulling it over here. There we go. I'm stability assist again. Let's turn that T on. Okay, I'm kind of spinning her a little bit here. Let's put T back on. Try this again. So I'm just spinning around here from this direction. You can kind of start to see all the different choices we're going to make down the road. That's retrograde. If I turn it all the way off, I can start doing this with it, start moving around with my hand. But even then, it takes a lot more for me to push it. So I would definitely get in the habit of playing with this, because this is not necessarily the easiest thing to learn how to. Okay, I'm still, if you can believe it, only now at 42,000 feet starting to come back down, which is pretty amazing. So at 41,000, I'm going to go speed up so I fall faster than that. We're going to retrograde. Set it on that little retrograde. There you go. See how it's on retrograde? I'm hoping like heck I didn't just hit the... I hit the space bar by accident. That was not smart. Parachute's up, coming down on the ground. I landed on this hill over here. That's why my altitude is a little bit better. So, again, this T right here turns on, and you can click it to pick up different, which is a new feature. So that puts us in a stability assist. This puts us in a prograde mode. This puts us in a retrograde mode, which is kind of convenient. We could also be doing, here's our staging next time. We can do docketing, you can do orbit maps, which are pretty cool. We'll get to that next week. All right, now resume flight. All right, Namit. Okay, let me get you back down here. I hope you're all enjoying this. All right, how many people got it? Liquid fuel, stability, so they went much higher. Raise your hand. See what a difference it is? All we did is make our rocket a lot more stable. Also notice, if you launch it without the stability, you'll start off fine. But as it loses a little bit, as it's going up, if it gets any kind of shake, it doesn't recover from it and starts it spinning. This recovers from that shake. If there's a force blowing from the right, it counteracts in the left direction. It's designed to be stable. All right, you don't have the red buttons, John? I don't know, Jason. I play this only in the sandbox. I'm only used for teaching it. I wanted to get you guys educational Kerbal, and I ended up having to buy you the full version, the other version. All right. Now, what's that? I don't have red buttons, John. I don't have that. I understand. Are you playing, John? Are you using the full version game? Did you didn't put that piece of equipment on there, John? You've got to add this here. You need this piece of it. You have to hit T. Did you hit T? All right. First of all, did you add? You didn't put it below this. Remember, this all. I'll move this over here. That's your decoupler. We want to keep the stability on there. Your stability system right here. Add advanced inline stabilizer. Use a little bit of electricity, but that bad boy needs to be right under the pod. Then the rest of this, the decoupler, and the rest of it fits under that. Oh, you didn't hit T. Okay, next time hit T. All right? Now, so most people got that far. Great. So what I'm going to ask you to do is, and then you can start playing with doing multiple. Go ahead and launch. Try to see if you can get higher. Experiment with 4 fins versus 2 fins. How would you do a second tank? Would you decouple tanks? Think about that. If you put a second tank in here, so like here's your motor, what would you put? Could you put a second tank in there? That's an engine. We don't need that. Match up a similar tank. All right, so you have that. Then you'd probably need to go back to structural. Oh, where's mine? And go up to the decouplers. Decoupler shoots. All right. Then if you go to the launch pad, I'm going to go. Oh no, cancel. What did I do wrong? Oh, I wonder why it's saying that. Let me do something. That's why. Let's get rid of that. Oh, we got to do some other things to it before you can do that. All right. Go ahead, launch what I've just done. Try out some motors. Try the symmetry. Let's real quick here. So we put it back the way we had it. That's solid. We don't want a solid rocket fuel booster. Let's go back to fuel tanks. Wow. I love that. Get the F this one right here. Put it in there. Go ahead, go through your friends, drop it in there. Go to, and we can play that. Let's try another fuel tank here. I want to try putting 2 fuel tanks in this. Then I'm going to do symmetry mode. This time I'm going to put 4 fins under, make sure it's green. I'm going to put 4 fins. Then I'm going to go get my motor. Then I'm going to help everybody else here. Go to Reliant. That seems to have worked last time. This vehicle has no remote controlled or manned module. What? Why do I feel like I'm doing something wrong here? Or that was the problem. Let's see what this does. I'm curious. And again, I'm going to hit T. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. This needed to be decoupled. It wasn't. See, I've combined some things here. It's for whatever reason saying I don't have a capsule there, which we do. Which is really strange. But see how I have parachute and decoupler? I don't have a capsule on it. The computer, for some reason, there's a bug here, thinks there's no decoupler. Let's go back in there and start from back. I'm going to start over. All right. While I do that, go ahead. Someone put 2 tanks on, 4 fins. Tell me how it goes. Remember to hit T and practice. While you all are doing that, I want to go ahead. Philip, did you get your copy of this? Did you get your copy? Put everybody hands down. Philip, did you get your copy of the game? So Philip didn't. Philip, I'm going to need your email. You got to give it to me here in a second. Let me stop recording. This is as far as I'm going to go recording for today. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to hang on a second. I'm going to stop.